It began with the forging of the Great Rings.
You and I are going to change the world.
The prophecies will be fulfilled. The dragon is reborn.
In this video, I'll discuss 5 fantasy series which have been picked up to be a TV series. So if you love fantasy series, stay tuned to find out which series they are and what they are all about. Hello everyone! Welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, your one-stop for book and TV series reviews. Do you love fantasy shows or books like the Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, The Witcher, etc.? If the answer is yes, there are 5 new fantasy series which you are going to love. So without waiting any longer, let's see which series they are. The first one is obviously House of the Dragons. I have already posted on everything we know so far about the House of the Dragon series, but I'll explain a little bit about it anyway. House of the Dragons will feature the Dance of the Dragons, which is the first major civil war in the history of the 7 kingdoms.
What are you reading?
The Dance of Dragons.
The dance is a succession war between Aegon II and his half-sister Rhaenyra Targaryen, aka the Greens and the Blacks.
It's the story of the fight between Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother Aegon for control of the 7 kingdoms.
The dance is also called the beginning of the end for the Targaryen dynasty.
And it was a disaster for the Targaryens as well. They never truly recovered.
There will be a lot of dragons in this series, and during this war, many dragons will die.
Brothers fought brothers. Dragons fought dragons. By the time it was over, thousands were dead.
If you wanna know more about this series, you can check out my House of the Dragons Everything We Know So Far video. The next series is The Wheel of Time.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again.
I have also posted an intro and review about the Wheel of Time series. In short, the Dark One is stirring in his prison again, and according to the prophecies, the dragon will be reborn to fight the Dark One.
The prophecies will be fulfilled. The dragon is reborn.
And in our current timeline, 3 young men are chased by the armies of the shadow. If this sounds like something you will be interested in, you can check out my Wheel of Time intro and review video. There aren't any spoilers, so even if you haven't read the books, you can watch that video. I'll post the links in the description below and in the cards on the top right corner of this video. The third series that I love is the Shadow and Bone series.
Answer the question. What are you?
A map maker, sir.
Well, you and I are going to change the world.
This series will actually pick up 2 books, the Grisha series and 6 of Crows duology. I'll explain the Grisha series first. As you can see from this map, the kingdom of Ravka is surrounded by its enemies, Fjerda and Shuhan. Ravka is also claved into by the Unsea, aka the Shadowfold, which is a swath of near impenetrable darkness, crawling with the monsters Volcra, who feast on human flesh. A young soldier named Alina Starkov reveals a dormant power when they go into the Shadowfold and their regiment is attacked. After that, she is whisked away to the royal palace to be trained as a member of the Grisha, which are the people who have magical powers. There she meets the leader of the Grisha, the Darkling, aka General Kerrigan, who has the power to control the shadows. The Darkling's role will be played by Ben Barnes, so if you are a fan of Ben Barnes, you should definitely check out this series. The second story is 6 of Crows, which is actually a sequel and takes place 2 years after the Grisha series ends, so the season 1 will basically be a prequel to the 6 of Crows series. We'll get to see what the crows were doing before the 6 of Crows story begins, where 6 criminals get an impossible job of breaking into an impregnable fort. Honestly, I loved the 6 of Crows series. I also loved the Grisha series but I didn't love it as much as I loved The Six of Crows. If you haven't read these books, you should definitely check them out. The next series is The Kingkiller Chronicles. This is the classic tale of a talented young boy going on a journey to become a legend. The unique thing about this series is that, at the beginning of the series, the hero Kvothe is already a legend. It begins where most stories end. That is, the hero has already kicked ass, defeated the bad guys, and has become famous. So when the series begins, the hero has retired and has opened an inn. He is bored and unhappy, even though he keeps denying it to his friend/assistant, Bast. After that, we get flashbacks to his origins. I haven't finished reading this series, but it's one of the most popular fantasy series. So if you haven't read this one, you should definitely need to check this out. Before getting to our last adaptation, I also want to discuss the Throne of Glass series. A few years ago, the news came out that the Throne of Glass series has been picked up to be a TV show, but after that, we haven't heard anything about it. So it's possible we might not get this series, but since it's one of my favorites, I thought I'll mention it here. The Throne of Glass series is a story about an assassin, Selena Sordothian, who was rotting in the cells and has been chosen to fight as the princess champion in a tournament where they have to fight till death. I know it doesn't look like much, and the first book is kind of like the tip of the iceberg. It doesn't even go into the main series until the next book, where you actually get to see the real fantasy moments. I can't reveal more without spoiling too much, but I'll definitely recommend this book if you love fantasy series. And the last adaptation is The Lord of the Rings Prequel.
The world is changed. Much that once was is lost.
This series will take place during the Second Age of Middle-earth. For reference, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings novels and film trilogy are set thousands of years after the Second Age, that is, toward the end of the Third Age. The Second Age, on the other hand, is most notable for being the time period when Sauron created the One Ring to rule all the other rings of power.
In the land of Mordor, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring to control all others. One ring to rule them all.
By the time Smeagol had come across the ring, it had been lost for over 2000 years. The Second Age spans 3441 years. The show will also feature the island of Numenor, which is the home of Aragorn's ancestors. Full disclosure, I haven't read any of the Lord of the Rings books, but I loved the movies. The source for this information is IndieWire.com. So, these are the 5 book-to-series adaptations which I'm really excited about, even though I haven't read or finished Lord of the Rings and Kingkiller Chronicles. So, which of these series have you read and which series are you excited to watch on screen? Let me know in the comments below. I'll post more videos on these series soon. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.